Welcome to the deep dive.
Ugh.
Today we're stepping onto the green, grabbing our clubs, and taking a swing at the fascinating world of golf terminology.
That's right. We're diving into a treasure trove of vocabulary
Oh, yeah.
and insights from Podcast Speak English on YouTube.
And trust me,
Mm-hmm.
you might be surprised at how much these terms reveal about the game,
Absolutely.
its history, and even its role in the business world.
Precisely. The language of golf is a microcosm of the sport itself.
Wow.
Precise, strategic, and surprisingly rich with history.
Okay, so let's imagine
Yeah.
you're walking onto a golf course for the very first time.
Okay.
What are the essential things you need to know?
Right.
Understand what people are talking about.
Well, first you'll probably encounter some serious golf aficionados out there. The
Ah.
word aficionado might sound a bit fancy.
Yeah.
But it really just means someone who's deeply passionate and knowledgeable about something.
So a golf aficionado
Right.
isn't just someone who enjoys a casual round every now and then.
Yeah.
They live and breathe golf.
Exactly. They know the players, the courses, the history,
Mm-hmm.
and all the subtle nuances that make the game so captivating.
Right.
Now, speaking of essential elements,
Yeah.
you can't forget the clubs.
Right. You need those to actually hit the ball.
You got it.
But I have a feeling club means more than just the equipment.
You're absolutely right. The word club can also encompass
That's it.
the whole culture and community surrounding the sport.
Interesting.
It's like belonging to a special group
Mm-hmm.
with its own traditions, etiquette,
Right.
and even unspoken rules.
That's fascinating. It's like the clubs themselves are symbolic
Yeah,
of a deeper connection to the game and its history.
precisely.
Okay.
And of course, you need a place to play,
Right.
which brings us to the golf course.
Huh?
It's not just a big field. It's a meticulously designed landscape
Mm-hmm.
with varying terrains, strategically placed obstacles,
Wow.
and unique challenges,
So each golf course is like a carefully crafted puzzle.
testing the skills and strategy of every player.
Exactly. And that's what makes golf so interesting.
Yeah.
Every course presents a new set of challenges and opportunities to test your abilities.
I see.
Now, once you've got your clubs and you're on the course,
Mm-hmm.
you need to understand how to keep score.
Okay, so how does scoring work in this unique world? It seems like everyone's always aiming for a lower score.
You're right. That can be a bit counterintuitive at first.
Yeah.
In golf, the goal is to get the ball into the hole
Uh-huh.
in as few strokes as possible.
Okay.
Each hole on a course has a par, which is the target number of strokes you should take.
So if a hole is a par 4, you're aiming to sink the ball in 4 strokes or less.
Exactly. Now, here's where the terminology gets interesting.
Okay.
If you take one stroke more than par, it's
Mhm.
called a bogey. But if you manage to take one stroke less than par,
Yeah.
you've achieved a birdie.
A birdie? That sounds pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is.
Where did that term come from?
Well, the term birdie actually originated in the early 1900s in the U.S.
Okay.
Back then, bird was slang for anything excellent.
Interesting.
So a bogey shot was a really good one.
Right.
And eventually it came to mean scoring one under par.
That's a cool little bit of history.
Yeah,
It's amazing how these terms have evolved over time.
it is. And then, of course, there's the holy grail of golf,
Mm-hmm.
the legendary hole-in-one, also known as an ace. That's when you achieve the incredible feat
Wow.
of getting the ball in the hole with just one shot.
Wow. A hole in one.
Yeah.
What are the chances of that happening?
Oh,
It
and
must be incredibly rare.
statistically, the odds are about 1 in 33,000.
Oh my goodness.
So you can imagine the excitement and celebration when someone actually pulls it off.
Okay, so we've covered the basics of scoring,
Mm-hmm.
par, birdie, bogey, and the elusive hole in one.
Right.
But what about actually starting a hole? What does it mean to tee off?
Teeing off is how you begin each hole.
Okay.
You place the ball on a small peg called a tee and take your first shot.
And this is where the driver comes in.
Ah, so the driver in golf
Yeah.
isn't the person behind the wheel of a car.
Right. In golf, the driver is the largest and most powerful club,
Okay.
designed to hit the ball a long distance,
Got it.
typically used for your first shot off the tee.
That makes sense. And speaking of people,
Yes.
I've always wondered about the role of a caddy. What exactly do they do?
A caddy is much more than just someone who carries your clubs.
Right.
They are a strategic advisor,
Okay.
helping you choose the right club for each shot, read the greens,
Uh-huh.
and navigate the course effectively.
So how does a caddy actually help a player choose the right club? What factors do they consider?
Well,
Seems like there's a lot of strategy involved.
there is. A good caddy considers everything from the distance to the hole,
Mm-hmm.
the terrain, wind conditions,
Huh?
and even the player's strengths and weaknesses.
Oh, wow.
They offer invaluable advice and support throughout the game. It sounds like a caddy is a bit like a mentor, providing guidance and expertise
Absolutely.
to help the player navigate the complexities of the game.
A skilled caddy can make a significant difference in a player's performance,
Wow.
helping them make strategic decisions and stay focused under pressure.
That's fascinating. It seems like there's a lot more to golf than meets the eye.
There is. And what's even more interesting is how golf terminology has seeped into our everyday language.
Really?
For instance, have you ever heard someone say, "It's just not my day,"
Oh, yeah.
after a series of unfortunate events?
Oh, absolutely. I say that all the time.
Yeah.
It's like when things just aren't going your way no matter what you do.
Exactly. That phrase is often used in golf when a player is struggling.
Huh.
You'll hear commentators say it all the time during tournaments.
That's so true. It's amazing how a phrase from the golf course can become so widely used in everyday conversations. And I bet having a hard time is another one of those crossover phrases, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like when you're struggling to find your ball in the rough, or when you're facing a challenging situation in life.
You hit the nail on the head. Having a hard time perfectly encapsulates the challenges we face,
Yeah.
both on and off the golf course.
Right.
It reminds us that things don't always go smoothly.
It doesn't.
Whether we're trying to sink a putt or navigate a tricky work project, and resilience is key.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Uh-huh.
It's fascinating how these golf terms reflect the ups and downs we all experience in life.
Yeah.
But here's a curveball for you.
Okay.
What's the connection between golf and the business world?
Right.
I've heard whispers about deals being struck on the green.
We've heard right. It's no secret that a lot of business deals are made on the golf course.
Oh, really?
It provides a more relaxed and informal setting
Okay.
where people can build relationships and negotiate
Mm-hmm.
outside the confines of a boardroom.
So it's like a strategic move to get out of the office and onto the course.
Right.
You're more likely to connect with someone
Exactly.
while navigating a tricky putt
Yes.
than you are over a stuffy conference table.
Exactly. Golf offers a shared experience, a
Mhm.
common ground that can foster trust and camaraderie,
Right.
which can be invaluable in business dealings.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So learning the lingo and etiquette of golf might actually be beneficial for your career.
You could say that.
Oh.
There's even a concept called golf English,
Okay.
which focuses specifically on the vocabulary and etiquette you need to navigate those professional settings.
Golf English.
Yeah.
That sounds intriguing.
Yeah.
Tell me more. What are some examples of phrases or etiquette rules that are important in business settings on the golf course?
Well, for starters, you'll want to avoid any loud or boisterous behavior.
What?
Golf is a game of composure and respect, both for the course and your fellow players.
Right.
Also, knowing when to speak and when to remain silent is crucial.
Mm.
During someone's swing, absolute silence is expected.
So it's about reading the room, so
Yeah.
to speak, and being mindful of the flow of the game.
Precisely.
Okay.
And of course, a firm handshake and genuine compliments go a long way in establishing rapport.
It sounds like there's a whole unspoken language to master in these settings.
There is. But even if you never set foot on a golf course,
Yeah.
the terminology itself can teach you a lot about strategy, sportsmanship,
Okay.
and even life itself.
I'm totally on board with this deep dive now.
Great.
Who would have guessed that golf lingo could be so insightful?
Mm-hmm.
So what else can you tell us about this fascinating world of golf vocabulary?
Well, we've touched on some of the key terms,
Yeah.
but there's a whole world of descriptive language that adds color and nuance to the game.
Okay.
For instance, have you ever heard the term sand trap?
Is that like, well, a trap made of sand?
You got it.
Okay.
It's one of those strategically placed hazards you find on a golf course.
Right.
Landing your ball in a sand trap can be a real challenge to get out of.
Oh, I can see how that would be a problem.
Yeah.
It sounds like you need a special technique to hit the ball out of the sand.
Exactly. Choosing the right club and using the correct swing technique
Yeah.
are crucial for escaping a sand trap successfully.
Uh-huh.
And that's where the expertise of a caddy comes in handy once again.
Right. They can assess the situation and advise on the best approach.
Absolutely. They might suggest using a club with a higher loft
Yep.
to lift the ball out of the sand,
Right.
or adjusting your grip and stance for a more effective shot.
It's fascinating how much strategy goes into a seemingly simple game of hitting a ball into a hole.
Right. And then there's the whole etiquette aspect of golf. It's almost like a separate language in itself.
Oh, wow.
For example, you might hear someone say, nice putt or good shot, even if the player didn't actually perform that well.
So it's like a way of showing sportsmanship and encouragement,
Yeah.
regardless of the outcome.
Precisely. It's about acknowledging the effort and skill involved,
Right.
even if the result wasn't ideal.
So it's not just about the physical skills of hitting the ball, but also about the mental game
Right.
and the social interactions on the course.
Exactly. Golf is a microcosm of life in many ways.
Oh,
You have to
yeah.
deal with setbacks, adapt to changing conditions,
Wow.
maintain composure under pressure,
Okay.
and show respect for your fellow players.
I'm starting to see why golf is so popular among business professionals. It's like a training ground for real-world challenges.
You nailed it. It teaches you patience, strategy,
Yeah.
the importance of building relationships, and how to handle both success and disappointment gracefully.
Okay, you've officially convinced me. I might need to dust off my clubs and hit the driving range.
All right.
Maybe I'll even try to pick up some golf English along the way.
That's the spirit.
Yeah.
But even if you don't become a regular golfer,
Yeah.
appreciating the language and nuances of the game can enrich your understanding of sports, culture, and even the business world.
You know, it's amazing how a deep dive into something seemingly simple, like golf terminology, can unlock so many insights.
Yeah, it is.
It's like opening a window into a whole new world of strategy, history, and social dynamics.
That's the power of language.
Yeah.
It has the ability to connect us to different worlds, cultures, and experiences.
Okay.
And in the case of golf, it reveals a rich tapestry of history, strategy,
Wow.
and even the life lessons.
Absolutely. So for our listeners who might be thinking, why should I care about golf terminology?
Right.
What would you say? What are the key takeaways?
Well, for starters, it's a fun and engaging way to expand your vocabulary
Okay.
and understand a sport with a global following.
Right.
But beyond that, it offers valuable insights into strategy, sportsmanship, and the subtle social dynamics that play out both on and off the course.
So even if you're not a golfer, there's something to be gained from understanding the lingo.
Yes.
It's like a secret code that can unlock a deeper understanding of human behavior and communication.
Precisely. It can help you decipher those subtle cues and unspoken rules that can make a difference in various social and professional interactions.
Well said.
Thank you.
I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
From the basics of scoring to the social and professional implications of golf terminology.
Right.
Any final thoughts before we wrap up this fascinating deep dive?
Just this.
Okay.
The next time you hear someone talking about golf,
Uh-huh.
don't just tune it out.
Yeah.
Listen for those key terms and phrases.
Right.
And you might be surprised at the insights you can glean.
Great advice. You never know when a little golf knowledge might come in handy.
Right.
Who knows? Maybe you'll even impress someone with your newfound golf vocabulary.
You never know.
I'll definitely be paying more attention to those golf conversations from now on.
Good.
Maybe I'll even surprise you with some of my newfound knowledge on our next deep dive.
Okay.
But for now, it's time to wrap up this fascinating exploration of the world of golf terminology.
It's been a pleasure to delve into the nuances of this unique language and uncover the insights it offers into the game, its history, and its impact on culture and business.
So for our listeners who might be picturing those iconic green courses
Right.
and wondering what it all means, what's the one big idea we want them to walk away with today?
I think the key takeaway is that golf terminology is more than just a set of words.
Yep.
It's a reflection of the sport's rich history, its strategic complexities, and its deep connection to social and professional dynamics.
Absolutely. Learning the lingo isn't just about understanding the game.
Right.
It's about gaining insights into the people who play it, the traditions they uphold, and the values they embody.
Precisely. It's like cracking a code that unlocks a deeper understanding of human behavior,
Okay.
strategic thinking, and the art of building relationships.
Well said.
Yeah.
And here's a final thought to ponder as you go about your day.
All right.
If golf is often seen as a gentleman's game,
Yeah.
how do terms like rough and hazard reflect the unexpected challenges and complexities we all encounter in life?
That's a great question to reflect on. Just like a carefully manicured golf course can still present unexpected obstacles.
Right.
Life itself is full of unforeseen twists and turns
Yeah.
that require resilience, adaptability, and a good sense of humor.
So true. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of golf terminology.
My pleasure.
We hope you've gained some new insights and maybe even a newfound appreciation for this fascinating sport.
And remember, the next time you hear someone talking about birdies, bogeys, or hitting the links, you'll be equipped to understand the lingo and appreciate the deeper meaning behind it.
Until next time, keep swinging for those insights.
Okay.
And we'll catch you on our next deep dive.